Well, Doc here from North America. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. And wow, that was a real impact day yesterday. It was fun. It was a blast. I had I had been trading for, as I said, I played the over. I was gone. Once I got off the broadcast, I was gone. I took the profits and ran like a little bunny. And you always hear those stories about somebody paying almost nothing for something and selling it for lots of American dollars. That was fun. Alrighty, so what do we have here today? You can see the dollar index. And let's see what else we got going on here. That's the intraday. Let's move away from the intraday for a second and shoot over to the dollar index right there. We'll go down, and we have it up on J4X already. You can see DXY trading at 103.83s are bid for. And let's see, let's get it up on here. There it is right there, the dollar index. You see it's still sliding. Down, down, down. The pairs are winning, and the dollar is going down. It's losing. That's what it's all about. That's why got to break the century mark. We got to get down below that. This thing's been so overbought, so dramatically high, And it's like, isn't the rest of the planet even here? What's going on? It's like, wake up, guys, gals, get involved. Do commerce. Free markets, free people. Get involved. That's what that's what this dollar index is screaming at us, saying. It's like, they pushed it through the roof. It was up to 115 at one point. It was insane. Yo, pro trust trader. Hello, hello. We have the intraday for you. Wasn't it you that was asking for the intraday euro? Let's see, where's it at? Right there. Oh, no. Let's not cancel that. Go like that. There it is. And there's that intraday. There's the intraday for the euro itself. You can see we went into the buy right. We'll put some lines in there to do something. Let's say. So you see it goes into the buy right. Not there because it's a red dot, but right there. Goes into the buy right there. Put the green there. And it's been grooving all the way up until right there. Went into the sell off of that little pointy thing up there. Let's put that in. Right there. That's where it went into the sell. And stayed in the sell. Yeah, it stayed in the sell. All the way down to right here. And then went back into the buy right. Where did it go back? It didn't even go back into buy. It's still in the sell. So because we had greens and reds, then red, then greens and red, and we're still in that sell. So we've been in the sell since there, and it's been going down. There is intraday. Wasn't it you, Trust Trader? I'm almost sure it was, right? And so, but this dollar index, it is way, way too strong. I'm just have to emphasize it. It's screaming to me. I feel like I'm awoken to this morning, awoken to the realities. I always complain about it. I just kind of say, oh, well, dollar index needs to go down. It's like, no, it's been insane. It's been way too strong, way too strong. All right. And then, like I said, if it's you, pro trader, we could always park this thing like on the side where you can actually, watch it. See how it makes the money? Money, money, money. Makes the money. Money, money, money. And if you have an intraday tool, traders, and it does not match up to your daily and weeklies, then you need to refit that thing. You need to get it refitted, restructured, and make it work, because we use the same math on the dailies as we do the intraday. We use the same math that works on the weeklies, same high. Matter of fact, the intraday is probably even a higher percentage winner. But it's usually in the 8.59 area. Sometimes I think it's in the 9.2s to be exact. It's pretty solid. Very solid system. So anyway, Trust Trader, there it is. I think it was you that asked for it. Give us a shout and let us know if that was you or not. If it wasn't you, it was somebody else that was asking for it. So there it is right there. You can see that's the daily. Let's see what the weekly looks like. Obviously we're dead sure that it's pure red. Red wine. Look at that. Just gliding down. And today, Mr. Federale, our head of our central bank, will be speaking. And some of the speculation, I've been hearing the speculation all morning long. Like people are trying to come in and say, maybe this is it. This is the one and done. So they're thinking maybe he's going to stop after a half. We'll find out. He speaks at 2:30 Eastern Standard Time today, and so we will find out what is in his mind, or at least what he wants us to think is in his mind. That's usually the way it usually does roll. So, and let me just double check the sound just in case. Oh, yep, I heard myself. Good. So, anyway, that's the action we see. And we are in the sell here since that red line. And what we'll do is we'll just jump back over to where should we jump to? Let's finish off the dollar index. As you see here, it's at another low. Same thing, on the Chicago Quant as it's reflecting over here on the J4X. It is good, Doc. It is good. Excellent. Insanely says it. Insanely pro. I like that. There's 4 words there. I got to bring it down to something like 2. Trust trader. It was me. I don't trade the indicators. I bought euro dollar pairs trade. Hit target at 107.07, but I am holding this to catch 70% of the third candle. You're following the candles, third month. Okay. I will hold it until 108.77. I don't think you have to wait too long. I think that thing is going there. Now let's go to the where is that at? Let me open up Dukascopy day week right there. There it is. Yeah, I think that's where it's heading. I agree with you. We're in that weekly buy. Let's put it up on J4X. There it is right there. Nope, that's a Mexican peso. Right there, there we go. So you can see there on the weekly, yeah, looking good. Looking very good. And then over here, right there, you see the same thing. We're in that weekly buy. It does not look like it wants to give it up. And we're at the 106s now, right? Yeah, 106.73 is the high today. Yesterday was 73 also. Yeah, I could see that thing climbing there with no problem. Now, do you have binaries on? Are you long the future, the spot itself? How are you trading that? But I agree with you. I think it wants to go there. Matter of fact, as far as I'm concerned, that dollar index as I started off is way too high. Just way too high. All right. We'll wait for Trust Trader to say what he's going to say, or she's going to say what she's going to say, one or the other. And let's drive ourselves to the daily on that. And there's the daily. It's been very... Oh my God, 47. It was so much fun. I can't tell you how much fun it was. It was so fun. We were looking for that action. I was telling everybody in the webinar beforehand, look for like a 3% move, if not better. Options were pricing in like 2.3%. I was looking for 3%, and we got even beyond that. It was wonderful. It was. I take that day every day of the week. It was great. Traded it up. I traded it down. It was good. It was so good. What a wonderful day. I always enjoy those days. That's that, and in many ways when I've talked about that here, and that is if a Dow Jones Industrial Average doesn't move over 1,000 points, to me it's just noise in the background. Now this morning, they've seemed they were kind of hesitant, going sideways, had no real clear direction, and now you can see it's a spot itself. Okay, and thank you. I was wondering what that was. So long in the spot. And so, do you have a stop for that since you're telling us about your trade? Our stops are our math, but do you have a stop? And you're using candlesticks. Are you using like weekly or daily or intraday candlesticks to reinforce that position, or just a wild question there? Yeah, doesn't matter. I'd like to hear it, but if it's something you hide, that's quite all right too. Let me think now. So yeah, I would expect to see more action today. There's supposedly 3.7 trillion in the expiration on Friday. That's going to kick things up. Planet! Or was it you? Did you plant it here? Remember I was trying to put something up on the screen there for you a couple days ago? There it is right there. This is that was last Friday. The here's the intraday of the euro now. I found out what the problem was. I had contracts in there instead of ticks. There are no contracts in spot. And so you can see here, went into the buy here this morning. It went into the sell there this morning, and it's still in the sell now. It's inching its way up to the buy. You can see there was the last sell right there. It went down in value. Then we went into the buy right there. It goes up in value. You see, the math is fun times, and I like to always emphasize, if you have a short-term intraday trading system, make sure it matches to your weekly and daily. If it doesn't, then something's missing. On both, obviously. All right, Green Planet. Using pre-targeted levels, stops and exit. Aha. Okay. Smart. But that question was thrown at Trust Trader. So, let's see. From there, but thank you. Good move. Like the improved mic. Oh, yeah. Someone talked me through. I think, was it you? It was you, Green Planet, or somebody else in the webinar, 47? Someone talked me through it and turned off the mono. So it's the same mic. It's just that last Thursday, I think someone did that, which was really cool. Let's see where we go from there. Let's go to cable. Oh, and let's see and then there's the euro, as I said there. Now let's go to cable again, or the first time today. Remember, traders, if you have any desire to see anything particular, just shout it out. We'll go after it. We'll stop what we're doing and go do it. Because I like variety. Variety is the spice of life. All right, and then you can see right here, I sound so jazzed this morning. I am. I'm really pumped. It's been fun trading last... it's always fun trading, but yesterday was even more fun. There's less fun and more fun. And that's good. And in the beginning, there was fun. And let there be fun. And they said it was good fun. All right. From there, we slide over to the cable. You can see the cable doing the same thing as the euro, showing that strength against the dollar. That's why that dollar index is slowly drifting south and just not getting any real firmness whatsoever. And then you can see right here, this is the daily on the J4X. You see the same 5 green bars. And you can see the histogram, not the histogram, I'm sorry, that would be fun if we did this in a histogram form. You can see, matter of fact, now that I said that out loud, can we do that? Maybe we put both of those in there, or leave one and go to the other as a histogram. That would be cool. Edit indicator. Let's see. Is there a way of doing that? Let's see. Inputs, outputs. Oh, there it is. Style. No histogram. Okay. Just thought that kind of jumped out of my head, and if I make them with some of those other things, it'll be more confusing. But yeah, I like that. Yeah, we can hear you stereo. Yeah, I like that. That solved it. I know. That was so cool, Janos. 47 says, what do you think about Powell should do today? Well, what I think he's going to do, what he should do? I don't know. I don't want to talk my book. So, I'm assuming what he's going to do is he's going to, do the 0.5% increase. He's probably going to leave the door open. I'll tell you, if he leaves the door open, this market goes through the roof. It just takes off again. So, the reason why it sold off yesterday was they were concerned. They were concerned that he would, say something negative. So they figured, okay, let's sell down that market. And they did. They sold the market down. Dow was up almost 900 plus points. It was down about 100 and some odd points. It went a 1,000-point swing and then closed up maybe 150, 200 points. Something like that. I think that's how it played out. So what I think Powell will do today, since the market dialed it back yesterday, is he may just say something nice. Like, something like, I can hear his voice now. He'll be saying something about minutes. Oh, no, data. He'll be talking about data, and he'll say something about how they are looking towards next month's data, and he may not say that they're going to hesitate, because if he says that they're going to hesitate, I can guarantee you that that market will go up 2,000 points. The Dow will just explode. So he's got to say it very cautiously about, we don't know. We're going to watch. We're going to see. And then we'll have a stronger idea in January. He's going to have to say it that way. Or I guess is it late? It's late January at this point. So it'll be almost like February. So I think that's what he's going to say. Green Planet says, don't mess with it, Doc. It will start to fall. What Powell is saying? Nah, I don't think so. Hawkish or more dovish, I mean. That's what I'm saying. He's going to do his best to be down the middle. He's going to hide hawkishness. He's going to hide dovishness. He's got to make it like a timeout, but not say timeout. If he says timeout, this market's going to go nuts on the upside. So he can't do that. Maybe we should be talking about corruption in the World Cup, Qatar. What corruption is it? Are they charging too much for beer, or they're not serving beer at all? Which one part of it? Yeah, that's it. We're down to the quarters, right? Quarterfinals. Was it Saturday? Is it Saturday? What's today? 14th. Yeah, so Saturday or Sunday? Or is it Monday? Sunday. Sunday's the final, right? Cash for votes. Wasn't EU vice president bribed? Oh, maybe. What else is new? Didn't they just find they found $520,000 in the sofa of the president of South Africa. So I mean, and then didn't they just remove somebody from Greece, the prime minister or something? They're always doing that stuff. That's politics. That's the way it works. Unfortunately, they just constantly do that stuff. Yeah, anything's possible. Does it really matter? Will they really get rid of anybody? Let's put it this way: if they had to walk in our shoes, everybody in this trading room, if they had to walk in our shoes, where you had to live by your profit and loss every day, they would be out of business. That's for sure. The Greece woman, yeah. Okay, is that what it was? They just said prime minister on the headline. I didn't know what was going on there. So, it's just, here we live and die every day by our charts. Matter of fact, let's go back to that intraday euro. Still in the sell from that point. Even with this big pop-up, we didn't get stopped out. It's still in a sell. Still in a sell. Moving down. We live and die by our product and our math. But not by our products. By our math. Every minute of this webinar. Every minute. That's why I always ask a question. Throw a new object out there for us. Throw something out there I've never even charted. And you'll see me put it up there live and show you how the math just succeeds. These politicians couldn't live that day for a day. They could not walk in our shoes as traders. They definitely cannot. All right. From there, let's jump over to the Swiss. There's the Swiss still moving down nicely. And it's been, they seem to have resolved that issue that they have there in Switzerland, which is good. And there it is right there. You see that? We didn't take out yesterday's low yet, but we're still in that sell now for 5 days. And we've been in that sell for 3, 4, 5, 6 full weeks now. Okay, hang on. What are we hanging on for? That's not politics? Okay. Seems like normal to me. The politicians taking extra money from constituents, I guess you could call them, lobbyists or whatever you want to call them. Lobbyists and constituents are basically the same thing. All right, and then from there, We jump over to the Turkish lira, right? No, the yen. That's right, the yen. Now the yen is interesting. I was really surprised that it had jumped into a buy 2 days ago, right there. I was really surprised about that. Let me put that up there. That really did surprise me. And then yesterday they pushed it right back into the sell again, and we're in the weekly sell, so you couldn't take the long anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But it did surprise me. I thought, oh no, what's going on with the yen? Why is it going in the wrong direction? WMH. Thank you. Let's go find that. All right. Let's see. Go to, where are we going to here? We'll go like this. Open workspace. Put it in Robin stock. And let's go to that. There's the QQQ. Let's go to, let's do it like this. We'll copy that and paste it, and we'll put it in there. Paste. Paste. Oh no, that's not the QQQ. That was that's that TQQQ. That's what that is. Okay. All right. Let's see what happens here. IWM. How about that? We never added that in here, so let's add that. It's even worse. This is the new computer, so we didn't add that in. IWM, look up. Yes, right there. Close. There it is for the very first time on this product. That's it up top, and let's put the weekly in down below. Let's see. Hello, new PC. That might explain the sound improvement better. No, it's been here I've had it for like 6 weeks now. No, that was the matter of fact. Actually, the computer I'm doing it on now, I've been using that computer now since 2010. It's 12 years old. I have a whole new hard drive in it now. So no, this is the same old computer, but the charts are on a different computer. It's the charts that's using the new computer. Let's see. All right, look at that. It is flirting with the weekly sell as we speak right there. So it went into the weekly buy. There's the Russell 2000. No. Yeah. IWM is the Russell 2000. That's right. Right there. It went into the weekly buy there. There it is. So it went into the buy back here in the 181 area. And it got up to 180, well, 190, 189.56. Then got the high again from there while it's still in the buy. Got into 189.24. And yesterday it was shallower. That's interesting. And you can see it went into a sell yesterday. That's interesting. And then let's see, we can move that buy out. There was the buy. But went into the daily buy the day before. Talk about living and dying by our math. Oh my God. And then let's move that sell over like so. This is from that other index because I think it was a long index. That's what it was. That TQQ is a long index. And there's the sell right there. And then the buy was right there. There's the buy. And then the sell was right there at the top. And it went into the buy. Let's move that over. It went into the buy there. Let's move that over there. And then it went into the sell right there. Yeah. But it had gone into a buy right there. And then it was in a sell there. It matches up pretty well to that TQQ thing, you know. We have a client that pays attention to that. And that's the action. And look at it now. It's playing with the daily sell. Let's go look at QQQ and see if the QQQ is doing the same thing. So there's that. Okay. See, it's flirting with the sell number there. IWM. Check that out, huh? Yo, Robin. See. Green Planet, yes. Just put that chart on top, please. There it is. Isn't that something? That's a lot like the TQQ. So kind of marches along in the same way, the Russell. Now let's go look. You know what? I'm tempted. I want to go see. I say cancel that. I'm going to save this. Let's save this so I don't lose this. So next time you ask for it, we don't have to do too much dancing. Right there. And that is exactly why I love. Let's see. Was it just put that chart on top, please? Yes, indeed. You can. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yes, on top. Okay, I'll get it. Let me just save it too at the same time. Robin stock. There we are. Oh, okay. I need to do that again. Save. Yes. There we are. Now let's put it on top. Matter of fact, we'll get nuts with it. There we go. So went into the buy here. Went into the weekly buy that week. And it was okay. Look at the echo. The echo is even more aggressive. It went into the weekly buy back in here. That's the 5. The gas line 5 right there. That dotted line there. That's in many ways I'm thinking that we need to use the 5 more often than the 3-5. So 3-5 is a combination of 2 3s and 1 5. The plot 1 and the plot 4 of 3 gas line 3, and then plot 6 actually is a gas line 5, and it is the what is it? It's the plot. It's the second plot in the system, the double. So, but I love it. Ask me a question, I show it to you live. Have no idea if the math is, well, I do have an idea. The math is going to win 8.5 out of 10 times. It's just a fact of life. It's just like the sun rises in the morning. The math is going to be 8.5 right. Sometimes it gets even higher. It can get up to 9.2, and then it falls down sometimes to 8.3. 8.2, and then pushes us right back into that 8.5 again. So we know that where it's at. Let's see now. That is the IWM. A-okay there, Planet? Cool, huh? All right. So now from there, we were at what? We were at the yen, right? So let's slide back to the yen. Let me close that. Save workspace. Close workspace. Yes to all. There we are. I'll tell you, I love it. I mean, it's so rare for us to put a product up there that is haywire. It's going crazy. In the sense of it's not matching up math-wise, and our work is not giving us a good fight or a good indication. How has your math incorporated fundamental events, namely press conferences? That's a good point. I would say that it's 60-40. That's what I would say. 60-40, 70-30, right around there. It's not 50-50, but that's not enough for me to want to trade off of it. That's the problem, Giannis. Is that, I'll do it with options. Everything was in a buy. I knew the Fed was, going to come out or what was yesterday? Yesterday was CPI, right? Yeah, it was CPI. And so, I knew that the market, the options were pricing. I look at the options and see how they're pricing in the action. And then I look at my math and see what the math is saying. And if it's in a weekly buy and a daily buy, then I will put on a binary to trade the up move and put out almost no money whatsoever. I'll set it up at the top end of the range. So in other words, the spreads I had on, where I bought, they were like 2 3/4 percentage point out of the money, and I paid like pennies, literally pennies, and sold them for dollars. And that's the way I do it. Now, most of the time, like I said, it's got to be in the 65, the 35, the 70, and I'm just doing that in general in my head. It's more right than wrong, but it's not enough to want to trade off of it. And so I use that, and I use what the option people are telling me. In other words, what the pricing of the options are, not the people themselves, but how they're pricing the options. And then when I put those two together, and then I throw my math. Obviously I'm looking at my math, and I'm looking at the options, and then I'll set up the trade from there. So that's pretty much the way it goes. I get that it is easy with numerical data, but comments made by politicians and policymakers are a thorough nut. I agree with you. I agree. They're all screwed up. Green Planet. I've never really seen your indicator set up. Very little idea what I'm looking at. Oh, I can explain it to you. Yeah, that's no problem. We can explain that to you. Let's do this. I'll explain to you the J4X and my thing that I've developed for both. So I just want to finish off Janos. Let's see. Planet, give him your email to send the charts each day after investigating them in detail. And the sheet, I got it. Okay, cool. So there is a direction from the system, but the hit rate is like 65, so you avoid using it. Correct. And then I set up. What do? I set up. You can give it to Robin. If text to Robin, see where it says Robin Rosenberg. Hello. Robin's out in Chicago. We have a little operation out there. So yeah, I have to use all that because you're right. There are times. Matter of fact, I was mentioning that yesterday. Like the option money. Like one of the old chairman texted me about that. 2 days ago, about what Susquehanna was talking about. Susquehanna is an old Philadelphia floor trader operation and specialist unit, and now they compete. They're a big operation. They're a multi-billion-dollar company, and they compete with Goldman Sachs and all, and they do their proprietary trading and so forth. And then why was I bringing? Oh yeah. So anyway, he still talks to some guys inside Susquehanna, and they were saying that they thought they were going to see a 2.3% move from the options. And I said they've been under. I follow the options, and a lot of the option pricing has been under, not over, which is kind of interesting. So in other words, when they did what's it called, Meta Facebook, it was under. They were looking for like 2.5% or something like that. It went like 3.25%, 3.5%. I'm trying to think what other ones I paid. I only pay attention to the big ones. I think Apple was the same way. They were pricing X number. It dropped about $7 more than they were expecting. So yeah, a combination of my math and the options. I then trade it, but I won't trade it just because I'm in a weekly and daily buy. When I know that, just for the same reason you said, they're nuts. The politicians and the political people like Powell, they're going to come out and say something stupid. They're going to do something that's going to twist the market. And so, in other words, I just set it up for the option, or the binary trade, basically. It's the binary trade. So, all right, so direction. Let's see. Insanely, Trust Trader says, isn't it better to trade 1-2 instruments only than go all over the market? Well, yeah, I agree with you. I only trade with a few different products, and usually it's the ones that are most liquid and most volatile. What it really comes down to is that we have a lot of producers, Robin and I. In other words, we have like institutions, professionals that we feed our data to, and so they don't have a choice. They might be trading 6, 7, 8 products. They might be trading 24 products, and so whatever their structure is. So they're following a lot of different things. But I agree with you as a trader. I stay with 2 or 3 products. I like to trade the euro. I like to trade. I'll trade the pound once in a while. I'll trade gold. I'll trade silver. I'll trade the indexes, the stock indice, mainly the S&Ps nowadays more than anything else. And I'm trying to think what else. If I see an opportunity, I won't shy away from it. I'll put a binary on to go after it, but it has to stand out, So you're right, Trust Trader. I agree with you. Just a few products is better. Plus, you see options and then make a decision for a trade. Exactly. And I trade a couple, but it is interconnected. Safe havens, metals, dollar traded against everything, equal equity indices. Right? Yeah, it's a zoo out there. It's like a library or a it's just full of different creatures. But they're all doing basically the same thing. Some are strong. It really cracks me up when money managers say, we're really stock picking, individual stock picking. Well, yeah, you're buying 22 or 24 or 30 different companies. Of course you're stock picking. Everybody stock picks on some level when you're in that industry. You're paid to buy. You're paid to invest. So, yeah. That's why I like doing Dukascopy here. I get a lot of good questions, a lot of, I always say in trading, there are no dumb questions. There are only short answers or long answers. That's all it comes down to. And I get a lot of good questions out of the Dukascopy crowd. I like that. Really looking for understanding of the marketplace, how it works, why it works, so forth and so on. And it gives me a chance to, you cannot believe, you say, well, Doc, why don't you just trade and not even talk to anybody? You need to get your head into other areas. You need variety. You need a little change going on. Don't mean I need to run around looking for different products, but I wouldn't mind if someone pointed out a good product. Next thing you know, I might be trading that. In other words, variety is very important. Communicating ideas are very important. Asking questions or trying to answer them are very important. It keeps the mind healthy. It keeps it very healthy. Best way to learn is to teach. Without a doubt, I can't tell you the last time I lost money. I'm sure I could if I tried hard enough. But I can say the last couple months I haven't lost every trading day. I make money. Now, will that happen today? Me saying that out loud, the gods of trading may punish me. But in the end result is that it's very hard to lose money if you do the work. Let's put it that way. If you do the work, and what I mean by doing the work, you back test every. In other words, I always use the same example. Back testing and working. I back test and work all the time. Robin will call me about something, and I'll be in the middle of like back testing, and I'll stop what I'm doing, and I'll be talking with Robin and answering or dealing with what we have to deal with. But I'm always back testing and looking over and over again. And I say this, those guys at the World Cup, do they just show up for the game and never practice? No way. Every sport, do they just show up and play? No. They train. They practice. They practice in the morning before the game. They may, they'll practice. If it's soccer, world football, World Cup football. They'll train in the mornings and then they'll go. They may only have one game in a week to play, but they'll train every day or they'll do something every day. Put the work in. They're always putting the work in. Let's see. Heard it in school, university, MBA course, Army instructor school. It applies everywhere. Totally. And soccer or not, World Cup football or baseball, cricket, Australian League football, you name it. Pickleball. I've been invited to play pickleball. I think it was a pickleball. Yeah, pickleball. Like pickles. Pickles in a jar. There's a game over here in the States that's been catching on. They use ping pong rackets, and I don't know what ball they use, but they call it pickleball. So, let's see. Green Planet says, have you been explaining your setup? Oh, yeah, let's do that now. Let me go explain that now. And then I'll go back to teaching others. And then I'll Trust Trader. I'll come right back to you. Let me just show this to Planet before time runs out. Okay, so here you have this is J4X. This is the Dukascopy platform. You see right there. Okay. And then what we did is we put Hinky ASCII bars on there, and that represents our dots. Now they're pretty close accurate. Only difference is that and let's put Swiss up there too at the same. Oh, let's put yen up there. Doesn't matter. We're looking at yen now, so let's put yen up there, right there. So, and this is the daily. And notice that it has a green there. We have a green dot and a red dot. And then you can see red here, and then a couple days of green, and you can see we have a couple days of green. The only difference between our math and that is that I'm about 2 hours ahead of it. So I'm about 2 hours ahead of the Hinky ASCII bars. And that's hot. You got to figure that is pretty good stuff. And I'm going to go like this for a second, and we're going to go look at the euro. The euro, it went into a buy. It's in a buy now, right there. So let's put the line in there. And that's why it's so accurate. The math is so consistently accurate. Is that our math is ahead of the curve. In other words, it went into the buy right here, and it read it, and it's reading it every bar, and then it goes into a sell here. You get a hiccup, but it keeps us in the sell. And the reason why it was in the sell is, let's widen this out. We'll show you through the intraday, because it went above the zero line. There's the zero line. Let's put that zero line in. But the problem is that it was a red and a green dot. If it had been a green dot, we would have gone into the buy. But because it was a red and green, we had to wait to the next bar. And what happened in the next bar? It went back underneath the zero line again. And by going underneath the zero line, it was still in the sell from this sell signal right there. Just like it went into the buy here, and we didn't take it because it was a green and a red right there. Oh, you can't see it. Darn it. There we are. So it's a red and a green right there, so you couldn't take that. But it was in the buy. The histogram went into the plus right there. But we don't consider taking a buy into it because it's got to be just the green or plain, nothing at all. And then it went into the sell. There was a little red dot there, and the histogram was minus right there. And that's how the daily works. The weekly works. Now let's go back over to the. Where's it at? Let's go back over to right there, the yen. So the yen has been in a weekly sell now, all the way out there. It broke below the zero line, especially when it breaks the manifold here. This is what I created this. I call it a non-linear time manifold. And so when it breaks the zero line and the dots are red, it's a sell. And now on the weekly, we don't pay attention to the dots except for on the daily. And then what we do is we force or recommend, we enforce or recommend basically that you would not take longs. So you wouldn't take this long trade right there because we're in a weekly sell. But what we're suggesting is always that since you were in a sell from up in here, take your profits when you see a green even remotely get close to getting across the zero line. You always take those profits. And then wait, and then you get the red again right there. Let's widen that out for you even, so you can see it even better. And then you get the red right there, and it breaks down. Now, how does that relate to J4X? Well, J4X, we use the green line here below. It's a slow-moving stochastic. And we can show you the, you'll be able to go back and look at this too on the video. And you can see it's a 5-3 SMA. And when we go to edit it, there's the input. You can see it there. All we're following is the D. So the K is blank. The output, again, we're following the fast D and not following the K whatsoever. And then, that's how that works there. Cancel. And then, so in other words, this dashed line in the yellow or gold is our zero line. That's what that is. It's our zero line. It's our zero line. And so the weekly watches the daily, the center chart, and looks at the dots at the same time. And when they join together, like there, this is a daily, and we're in a weekly sell, you can take that trade. And of course, it finds a way to go down. So that's how the system works. Let's see. Make sure I haven't looked at the chat line. Let me go back to the chat line. Does that make any sense to you there, Planet? Let's see. explaining your setup yet? No. So I hope did that explain the setup? Let me just double check because I could see there's been some conversation. Have you been explaining your setup and saying so? The Trust Trader says teaching others what on your sleeve. What on your sleeve? I wouldn't cause if everyone uses some tactic, it will stop profiting. No, because we don't. No one's really paying attention to us. There's no way in the world we're not going to get thousands of people paying attention to us. People are just, they'll come in, look, maybe pay attention a little bit. They're very few, like 47, and a few others. There's other that come in, they know the math, they see the math, they trust the math because they've seen it for years. Metho, George, they've seen it for years. But most people just, this is Shangri-La. You ever see the movie Lost Horizon? It created the word Shangri-La. The mountain is open right now. Come on in. Be one of the few that actually appreciate the math. Because I've been away from my PC. Okay. Now, you know what? On the you can play this one back and it explains it all. Do you want me to explain it again? Trust source. Let's see. Yano says, on the other hand, if one teaches same evolution system to everyone, then the price is moved to the level where a system shows. Right, exactly. If everyone uses the same current value calculation model, the everyone agrees on the same price. Exactly. And it's a market, so there's going to be pressures, buy and sell. There's going to be people who fade things. I've had people try to fade me. In other words, they go, okay, you were long, I'm going to be short. It's like, okay, you'll lose money. And then I usually say, you know what, let's do it better. I'd rather keep the money. So how about if we just pay each other? I'll take your money that way. No, I'm just trading the market. That's all I'm ever doing. I'm not trading against somebody. I'm trading against the market. Yana says, yeah, someone will always pop up that disagrees, but if you teach the same darn model at all business schools and those graduates all get jobs at major banks, they use the same models. And Janos is 100% right. I've seen that myself up close and personal when I was in the hedge fund industry in Connecticut. Yep, I've seen that. What I am aiming at is that I suspect that most investment funds, banks, etc., use the same pricing model due to that reason, and they provide a sort of impact push for the direction of the price. Yeah, exactly. I agree, and I've seen the little, when they do their incorporations, they always put a little black box in there, like, oh, and we have our proprietary tool that we do this. I am distracting everyone from Doc's talk. No, that's all right. You're bringing up good subject, Janos. You're bringing up really good subject. Look at his screen better now. Yeah. And Trust Trader says, if everyone is a banker, there is no economy, as you know. Right, exactly. So there's variety is the spice of life. Exactly. Different trades, different interests, so forth and so on. I see. Trust Traders laugh out loud. We went self-talk. Yeah, I hear. That's all right. We're talking about the market. Yeah. Don't think I know how to set it up on my PC. Well, we can, we showed you, we'll show you again right now. So in other words, you're taking two stochastics, the fast stochastic and the slow stochastic, and we're just following the KDs. And let me just show you this one. There it is there. And this is the output. This is the slow. Same thing. Slow D, input 535. You see that right there. And that's the one underneath. And so when it breaks, and this is a daily chart, it does a fine job of competing, keeping up with our work. It's a couple hours older, but it works. It's live, but it's just moves slower, that's all. But it's better than using moving averages or MACDs or any of those other things. Parabolics, it's a much a much slower beast. But it's more accurate than any of those other products. It's way more accurate, much more of a leading indicator when you use these two together. I hope that does that all make sense? I hope so. If you have any questions, just fire it out. And Janos, thank you. I always like you to be part of it, because you bring in good questions and you have history. you know good management, investing and so forth. You got an MBA in it. I remember I knew you before you had the MBA. So, uh, yeah, I know. I mean, they've got you dancing. I know they do. I know you're doing a lot of things. You see the Polina? She's still there somewhere, isn't she, Polina? Or did she leave? I was talking with her a couple of weeks ago, like 2 months ago now, I guess, or 3 months ago. She was still there. Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, I bet you walk into an office and do. Yeah, she's in the city, right? Yeah, yeah. I was talking with her. Yeah, I mean, I bet you go into the office and into these clients, and you're able to, you see it all. I mean, you got a lot of skill set. Right. She was in Switzerland for a while. Yeah, crypto stuff with what's her name? Katarina. Maybe not the same one, but doing the same stuff. And I seen Greta's working for like a marketing firm, I think. So on these charts, I cannot set up your own looks. No, because it's our proprietary math. We have a service you can subscribe to. Just contact Robin. Let's see. What do I do here? This will all be good for your going to what is it? Looking at the video. This particular webinar today. That'll have a it has a lot of information. Let's see, where is it at? There it is. I'm going to put something up on the screen for you. There we are. Matter of fact, I think I have something else I could actually show. That's weird. It didn't come up. I'm confused why it didn't come up. It's around here somewhere. Usually it comes in as one. Okay, so let me try this. Oh, I know what it is. Okay, there it is. Here we go. I didn't put the O in there. Let's see if it does it now. And you'll be able to see this. Wow. Something's gone wacky. Used to be it come right up. Interesting. Well, let me put this up there. Here you go. We got it. Here it comes. There it is right there. That's it right there. With DocDow, with Dukascopy there. See it? We even have it on there. It says it. Free daily webinar. Yep. And then we have our Manhattan indicator we put up on J4X. So that'll help you out right there. And there's our website. So. Oh, shoot. Did I do that again? I'm sorry. I keep on forgetting I'm using multiple screens on this. Here we go. Here I come. Here I come. Oh, my God. I am so funny. I make myself laugh. There we go. On the top. Let's see. There we go. Like that. There we go. So that'll be on the video. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, on today's video, you'll see it. And there's the website up top there. You see that? And then you can see, Here we are right now. We're at Dukascopy right there. That's one of our ads we're putting out. Oh, what's this? Doc, note this. We moved next program to 14 GMT so that the notification for it does not show up during your stream. You have reserved time to use 3:30 today. Okay, cool. I'll stick around for a little bit longer because the market is relatively dead today. Because they're waiting. Everybody's waiting for Powell. Everybody's sitting on their hands. They're all sitting on their hands. So unfortunately, that's the way it's being played out at the moment. Let's see, where are we at? There was the yen. Yeah, yen, second day of sell. Let's go over to the Turkish lira. There it is right there. It's still climbing. We're in that weekly buy for a bunch of weeks right there. See it right there. And then we go over to J4X. We'll put it up on there. Right there. There it is. Lots of green when it comes to the daily. And lots of green when we look at the weekly. Right there. No problem, Planet. Like I said, this is like that movie, Lost Horizon. It's like the movie that created the word Shangri-La. It was a 1930s film. The mountain has opened up, and here we are. Come to Dukascopy and learn about the markets. And that's where we are every day at 7:30 Eastern Standard Time. Just getting I just got to get this stuff off my chest when I hear crazy stuff in the news and people say the most ridiculous things. Giannis and I and Robin too. We just like shake our heads. It's like, are they like out of their minds or what? Yeah, they're going to say, hey, Giannis, you see that? We're going to send Patriot missiles to Ukraine. That should stop that war right there and then. Because those Patriots can do a lot of interesting things. That's crazy that they're doing all this war stuff. I'm a hippie from the 60s. Me and Robin are hippies from the 60s. So we say make love, not war. Yeah, that's all right. Hey, the mountain opens up. They have a choice to come in and look. That's what it comes down. That's what makes a market, in the end result. For every buyer, there's a seller. Imagine if you didn't have ever that way, things would turn into total chaos. Oh, I don't blame. Yeah, they gotta. That's why we created this. This alone. Money management. I guess you're telling them, they have 2,000 euros in the account. Don't bet 1,500 of them. Bet like 200 of them. Bet 100 of them. Exactly. Yeah, that's it. Oh, our work? Yeah, our work is different. And the way we follow it on J4X is different than everybody else, without a doubt. Without a doubt. All right, from there, where do we go from there? I'm just going to finish them all off, so since I don't have a time restraint. Let's jump over to the two currencies that follow the commodities. There's the CAD. You can see the CAD is in that weekly buy now for a couple of weeks. And oil has been going down, but it has shifted gears, as you can see over here. Oil has been finding a way to lift up of late. So maybe we'll see J4X start to shift direction on it. There it is, right there. You can see we're in a weekly buy in that's the S&Ps. There it is. We're in a weekly sell now for 6 weeks now in a weekly sell. But notice the last 2 days we've been starting to lift up again. Maybe it's just going to be something like that, where it gets sloppy and then breaks down again. Things don't always move straight in one direction. The bloody hell, 59% of volume in euro on Duke was short before CPI and still is. Yeah, what can you do? I tell you, if anybody's looking at these dollar charts, let's go back to Dukascopy's DXY. If anybody's watching these charts, look at that thing. Look at that. Look at that monster move. That's a weekly chart. That's like that's like a rocket. It's like a Patriot missile. It's like one of Elon Musk's spaceships, and the line is like atmosphere, astrospace versus aerospace. I mean, like wow. I mean, why would people want to short currencies against the dollar at this point? I mean, I'm not, I don't know. I don't get it. I would go with pairs and sell dollars. This thing is way overbought. I started off this morning like all jazzed up about it. It's way overbought. All right, and then from there, we go over and look at the South African rand. Let's see where's we'll put South African rand up on J4X, and we'll put it on a daily. And you see there, it's kind of done like a sideways thing. This is the politics, I think, that's freaking it out more than anything else. And then let's put it up over on Chicago Quant. Let's see, what am I looking for? Oh, the currency, right there. There we are. There we are. Yeah, see, that was the politics. That's where they found the $500,000 in the president's office in his sofa. I used to make those jokes about Yellen finding money like that in the Federal Reserve, her office. I think she found, what did she find? Something crazy like $3 billion, or was it $1 trillion? I don't know. She found something. I said it must have slipped out of Bernanke's pocket before he left. Yeah, he walks around with $1 trillion in his pocket. And so you can see here we're starting to move down nicely. And because of that, action going down the last couple of days, we would expect to see gold. Yeah, let's say it out loud, all of us at once. Gold to go up in value. Yesterday it did go into a daily buy. I did see that. Let's see where it's at now. Yeah, it's down a little bit from yesterday's pop. But we've been in that weekly buy for like 7 weeks now. So 8 weeks. This will be 8, right? 3. And another 3 and 2. So yeah, this is 8 full weeks going to be in a weekly buy. Barely playing with the manifold, just sitting on the edge of it. Let's see. They revealed that there is a money missing from circulation, and it caused a surge of value as supply is lower. Yeah, I know. I've been hearing them say that for months now. They've been talking about that. I don't know. I'm confused. M1 and M2 doesn't work too well anymore. Money supply 1, money supply 2. They have like 8 or 9 money supplies. Money supply 3. I think they follow all the way up. So like money supply 1 is like money in banks, local banks, in the checking and savings account. Okay, it used to be just checking, and there was no savings. But there was no money market funds. Then when they created money market funds, it messed up M1 a little bit. Then there's M2, which has, maybe it has the savings in M2 or something like that. And, it has like 3 or 4 categories. And then M3 is like a combination of that and more. And so that's why a lot of us traders over the decades have been complaining about the dollar being so powerful, is because it messes with our fundamental statistics. So it really drives us crazy. And so, we've been hoping for years that we fall out of that category and just become one of the strongest currencies in the world, not the currency in the world. We were hoping when they created the euro that they were going to pick up the slack for us, but they've just gone their socialist ways, so that really messes it up even more. So, and then the Chinese and the Russians keep on talking about creating a petro gold currency. They'll get exercised. The moment they create it, they'll get exercised. People will be exercising it for the gold. Weren't there efforts to track U.S. dollars outside the states? Yeah, they put a strip in the physical currency itself, and that's why we know who is the largest. What do they call them? They print money illegally. Counterfeiters. Iran is the number one counterfeiting of dollars in the world. And I think Hezbollah is number 2 or something like that. I don't know. Something like that. Track and take out of the local supply all dollars that you used outside the U.S. Right. They try. They really do. They have there's a contract. Most people don't talk about it. We talk about it here once in a while. It's one of the most active, it's probably the second or most active product on the planet. It's called the euro dollar. Okay. Now, we know the euro-dollar pairs trade in currencies, but they actually trade a bond, T-bill. It's a bill. It's a short-term bill, euro dollars, and it's been around since the 70s or something like that. And they trade it in Chicago at the Chicago Mercantile Exchange, and it's not a currency. It's a differential between domestic money and foreign money of American dollars. So in other words, if you have money in Japan, or you have money in Europe, or you have money in Africa, dollars that is, that you can hedge it with the euro dollar. Oh no! They counterfeit it. They actually print dollars. The Iran and Hezbollah are like the 2 largest counterfeiters in the world. And I'm sure there's more. I'm sure they're not the only ones. So there you go. You see the gold and the South African rand. Pretty much gold is trying to lift, and South African rand is kind of sloppy because of the politics, and is on a downwardly projection. But this politics has really got it tangled in here now, whereas before it was always accurate. Yeah, they follow that too. Matter of fact, they can follow cryptos much more accurately than people realize. Them too. Yeah, Argentina, I believe, too. Yeah. And who knows where else. Yeah, there's a lot of counterfeiting going on outside the United States, which makes the money supply makes it even more screwed up. Hence why us traders would be happy if we were just one of the stronger currencies and not the currency. But unfortunately, there is nobody to step in to take over the currency, the world reserve currency. We're stuck with, being in that position because there's no way that anybody can move, $50 billion in a heartbeat and not hurt the liquidity in the currency. All right, where did we leave off? Oh, Mexican peso now. That's our last currency right there. Then we'll give there. You can see that it's moved back up to the bottom end of its range. That range is a couple years old. I'll just slide it over and you'll see. It's been a long while, that range. So from there, let's jump over to... let's take a look at the euro again in the intraday. So it went into a buy, stayed in a buy, and it's gone nowhere. And didn't make any real money, just a little high a few times, nothing more than that. And now we went into the sell right there. Did we go in the sell right there? No. Not there. Not there. There. We went into the sell right there. So let's put the line in. Right there. So it went into the sell right there. So there's one that's like, again, we live and die by our charts all day long. Live. Politicians could never do that. And you can see it's starting to move down now a little bit in here. All right, traders. I suspect pension funds. I wouldn't be surprised. I agree with you. It would be interesting to see who is the biggest loser in the market. Well, I understand that the hedge fund industry is, very much underwater. Has not been making money at all over the last 10 years, over the last decade. I understand they're getting their heads handed to them. Very few hedge funds are making money. Very few. The majority have been losing. All right, traders, we're out of here. It's and that was an extra 10 minutes today. So that was fun. I enjoy it. And thank you, Giannis, very much. Issue is that they can't react to inside fund rules. Yeah, they got fair disclosure, they got that fair disclosure rule, and that really does it. Peace with a little on the side, as we used to say back in the 60s. Talk to you guys all tomorrow. Thank you, Giannis, for the extra 10 minutes. And we will catch you on Thursday. So, happy trails to you until we meet again tomorrow. Happy trails to you, to all our trading friends. Thank you, traders, for having a conversation today. We will talk to you all tomorrow. Same time, same place. Ta-ta for now.